Hi class, thanks for pulling up the video. Today we're going to be working on the Works Cited and Citations assignment that we will be finishing in class. For our out-of-class instructions, I would like you to pull out the worksheet that you see on the screen. Thus far, we've started our papers and we have put quotations in there from our 5 sources. These sources are what we're going to be using to create our in-text citations and develop a works cited page. If you have not finished your paper, it's okay. We're going to have time after to work on it some more. While you're finishing pulling this worksheet up, I'm going to pull up Purdue OWL, which will be our main resource for everything having to do with citation. Take down the URL at the top of the screen. This is the welcome page to Purdue OWL. For this, we are going to be going to the suggested resource section, as you can see where my cursor is. The first link, the MLA guide, is what we will be using for all of our resources. The MLA formatting and style guide. There are 3 areas that I would like you to focus on. 1 is the MLA sample paper. 2, the MLA works cited page. 3, the MLA in-text citations. These 3 sections, along with the MLA formatting and style guide, will be necessary components for you putting in citations to your papers. To start, we are going to look at the in-text citations. Here, the main thing to note down at the author page style is this area. It says, romantic poetry is characterized by the, quote, spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling, end quote. You will put parentheses around the author's last name and then the page number, end the parentheses, and after you will put a period. If you do not have an author for this, you can use just the page number. If you do not have the page number, then you will need to use the title of the article. Look at this next example for that. It says, we see so many global warming hotspots in North America, likely because this region has, quote, more readily accessible climate data and more comprehensive programs to monitor and study environment change, end quote. In parentheses, they put impact of global warming. They had a page number, but again, if you do not have a page number, that is okay. I would like to be able to know who you are quoting at this point. As we are going through this, make sure you're filling out the out-of-class portion of your worksheet. The second part we're going to go to is the MLA works cited page basic format. Here are your rules. The works cited page is on a separate piece of paper. It should have the same 1-inch margins and last name, page number header as the rest of your paper. Make sure that this is double spaced and do not skip spaces between entries. One of the most difficult parts is to remember to indent. Your first line should be all the way to the left. Your second line and everyone after should be a 1/2 inch to create the hanging indent. To do this, you are going to push enter and then tab. This might create a little bit of extra space in between your first and second line, but that is okay. For any other questions, please reference this area if you are not sure how to format your works cited page. The last thing I would like to go to is the sample paper. You will have to click on this extra link to pull up a sample paper. All of the blue are directions on how to create your paper. This only is going to cover how to do in-text citation and your works cited page, but also how your paper should be formatted as a whole. All of these components will be expected. As you look in the top left corner, we have spoke of this before. You will have your name, your professor, me, your teacher, the class name, and then the date. On the right, you will see that it says Angeli 1. This is her first page, and at the very top of your Word document, I will show you how to find this. When you are in your home area, click on Insert. Then you will go to Page Number, and at the top of the page, you will do the right 1. This will add a number at the top of your page. Then you will write your last name. And a space. Now, going back to Purdue OWL, anything else that is expected in your paper will be shown here. If you would like to print this out, you may do that from home. I will have some example copies in the classroom as well when we start working on our papers. At the very bottom of this, it shows any notes. You will not need to do that part. This is what your works cited page will look like. As you can see, they have the last name of their author and then the first name. We will be looking at the components next of how to create a citation. My favorite place to find this is at the very bottom. It says MLA mini posters. This is just a fun way to look at it, and I'll show you how you can do it. At the bottom of this, it shows an example. It says citation is built as the following. These are the components. On your worksheet, make sure you fill this out. The first component is the author. You will do the last name first, comma, first name, middle initial, period. The second component is the title of the article in quotes. They have commodity, feminism, and the Unilever Corporation, or how to incorporate imagination appropriates feminism. They have a period and then an end quote. The third component is the title of the special edition in italics. Not all have this. The next piece is the title of the journal in italics. This is the one component that you definitely need to have. This is the title of your article as a whole, and it needs to be in italics. Then you will do the volume and edition. This information should be located on the first or second page of your article. For volume, it will be, as you can see, the 4, and then the edition is 2. In the parentheses afterwards, this is the next component, the date of publication. So when was the article written? Then you will put a colon. In the example, they have no pages shown, but any pages that you have referring to your article will be put here. So it would be something like PAG period 1 through 5. The next piece will be the medium of publication. So this can be web, newspaper, the last piece is the date of access. So this is when you accessed the article. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces that are included along with a colon in between. If you have any questions about this, you can always refer back to one of these places in Purdue OWL. The next piece we will be looking at is how to create a citation with one of the machines. We have two options. We have one called EasyBib, and the other one is Citation Machine. From Google, you will type easybib.com. Depending on what type of resource you use, you will click on that tab from the top. Make sure that the MLA is orange and you are not using APA or Chicago. From here, you will type your website. So we can do something like www.purdueowl.com. When you go to cite this, it will create a citation. This is giving us some of the information. But because we did not reference any specific article, it is not going to give us everything that we need to create a citation. From that point, you might have to give some of the extra information, like the author or the publisher. The URL is not necessary to put in your citation unless you do not have all of the information. This will help me navigate where you got your information from, if in the case you do not know the author or the publication. Electronically published would be another thing that you need to add. At the end of it, you will create your citation. From here, you will click, highlight, and copy this link and paste it into your paper. Make sure that the formatting is the same. That includes the size, the font, and having that hanging indent as well. The next option for your citation is citationmachine.net-MLA. Make sure that you are not using APA or Chicago again. This works the same. You can click magazine, newspaper, website, journal, film, or other. From here, you will click and you will post what book you used, and they will search. It will give options and you can select which one you would like to cite. So as you can see, I chose Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. Here, if you are quoting something specific, you will want to put in the page numbers. If you do not know any information about the state, the country, and make sure that nothing is wrong. So if it says that New York is a city, you will want to change that to the state. Unless it is New York, New York. You see that play on words. Okay, so this is the publisher and the year that it was published. If there's a specific chapter title that you need to put, make sure that you put it in there as well. I would like to make note that all of the information that we looked at in OWL Purdue about making a citation needs to be in there, meaning the 9 components must be incorporated. You should have most of the answers for your out-of-class instruction piece. We are not going to start the in-class activity, obviously, until you come in. Make sure that you have 3 things when you come to class. 1, your paper. That's a really important part. Bring your paper. 2, bring any sources that you have used. Remember, you should have 5 by the end of this. 3, make sure to bring any additional information, including your works cited and citations worksheet. This will be turned in at the end of class after you have done the in-class activity about citations and in-text citations. I hope to see you guys soon. If you have any questions, please send me an email. Have a great day.